4 here or thereabouts. We have been taking a little bit of extra time going through things and trying to develop them and get them. Oh my God, Street Fighter, let's go!
Get out, Sionis.
This is a nice car. Or less.
It was. Really?
Come in, anyone on patrol. Strike one is seeing some criminal activity. Multiple curs are in a fuffle. I repeat, this is a kerfuffle. Over. Calling all units. Crime in progress in the East End. Attempted snatch and grab in progress. Over.
I love how they say it's attempted snatch and grab. Didn't they snatch and grab already? That's why you're calling us? Gordon's like, eat your fish. Barbara wants nothing to do with that. Wow. I guess Jim Corden isn't that good of a cook. Damn cat. Keep rolling the wrong way.
This situation may be resolved. The pursuit of justice. What is that supposed to be?
Batman, I, upgraded your tech. Thanks, Batgirl. You're the best.
You have no right to wear that symbol.
And you do?
I do have copyright pending.
Ha! Copyright.
3 billion years ago, man first began using crude stone. And thanks to those
Okay, that's what we need. Spaceships.
we now have that internet chat and bagel bites.
And a Wayne Tech cache. Told you we gotta find everything here.
I need help opening this door.
Quick cover. Reversal. Oh my God, the retro ball's got on a roll up. Ontario just couldn't get out of that cover. Super kick! Let go! Let go! Third! Let go! Super kick party! Yeah, pay him the money for that.
They seem to be really feeling the
There we go! Let's go! Let's go! No doubt! Over the foul pole! Let's go! I'm getting notes here and notes there and notes. Stimulation is the key word here. Lots of stimulation. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Riff Twitch stream. Saturday night. We might actually get Collision. We might actually get a real night of wrestling here because, well, they're doing a little post show right now. They actually did an ad on NASCAR for NXT, which is going on tomorrow night, the Great American Bash, 7 p.m. Eastern. PJC gets a WWE ad when I throw the 3 minutes ads in the pre-roll up, which I can forgive that today. Because, yeah, I rated Night of Champions 7 out of 10. Good wrestling. Sami Zayn won. I'm not going to say anything about it being the fact that it was in Saudi Arabia, that it was either going to be this one or at WrestleMania, maybe both. where Zayn's going to win the main event. But I digress at that point. Love Braun and Seth. Yeah, I haven't. I was working all day. I got home about 2 hours ago here, got a little bite to eat, and we were good to go. Hey, Homer, thank you for the happy affiliate anniversary. Truth be known, it was actually last Sunday was the official date. I decided we'd throw it on a little bit up for another week here. Just hey, Dale W, thank you as well. Decided we run this up a little bit extra this week because I actually have the time off. We can celebrate together here. Thank you for the affiliate anniversary there too, Nats. And PJC, I love it. I love Sami Zayn, but hate that he won the title for politically. I get it. I get it completely. And let's put it this way. Even if it's not for political reasons, everything points to political reasons. And you being a former wrestler and me being in the industry for 10 years, you sort of realize very quickly it's not about what actually happens. It's what people appear to see happens. Hell, me as a referee, it's the same thing too. Like, if you see something happening, why can't a society just put politics aside and enjoy the moment? I'd love to, but I'm in the middle of Evo weekend right now, and some of our biggest content creators for fighting games have decided not to show up. So I know you're the same way. I know that Zodiac, who probably won't be with us tonight as he's at a ball game, won't be seeing anything here. DLW, just straight up, the shows in Saudi Arabia, and Sami Zayn is basically their representative there. So that's the best way to explain it. What in the world?
And all our great partners, like he said. So I didn't come from being a road course guy, and I've gotten a little bit better, worked on it a lot, and we've worked on it, I think, at Viking Motorsports, and along with the whole other kind of program.
That was a little bit weird, the last little comment I get here, but remember when they started going to Saudi Arabia and Saban couldn't go because he's Syrian, and they cleaned it up, that relationship, and now he's basically the guy that. Yeah, he's got Arabic hair. Oh, no, I completely... Here's the thing. If it's because of the storyline and everything going along, that it feels good. And I do feel that that's... Let me make this perfectly clear. Sami Zayn deserves to have a world championship. But no matter which way you think about it, you're going to have that cloud there. Right, wrong, or otherwise, you're going to have that cloud there. And folks, I'm still got NASCAR on my screen probably for a couple more minutes here. Once again,
What the hell is that?
If this is going to continually be this, oh, we're all happy that Sammy got the title. The thing is, and this is where my storyline runs through my head. Do they run Oba and Sammy now, or do they run Oba and Roman? I have a weird feeling that they're going to do Oba and Sammy's going to get the Kofi Kingston treatment. That's what I'm afraid of. I'll be bluntly honest with you. I think it's Brock night 1, Roman night 2. I don't know if he did. We get wrestling on time, baby. A little bit. Either that or we're 3 minutes in. Folks, Collision is actually on the USA Network in Canada here. Hook's coming into the ring right now. So I don't know what relation we are to you guys right now. So that's where it opened up for us. I'm thinking we get to see it on time. We join it in progress. So yeah, we get the trios title right off the bat here tonight. This is going to be a fun night of wrestling here. We got a couple matches in particular that I'm looking forward to. Hook is wrestling at the same time in 2 different shows, yeah. Just missed the conglomerations. Okay, so we're okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Nothing too crazy here. But yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up for a lot of channels, not just mine, you're probably going to see a lot of affiliate anniversaries coming up in the next couple weeks here. Reason being, if you do the math right now, my affiliate anniversary is exactly 3 months and 7 days after we had everything shut down due to COVID. So you're going to have a lot of people who started Twitch when COVID started hitting anniversaries here right around this time here. So to get affiliate status on Twitch, you do need 3 months of consistency. So, and I will say this, and we'll get back to wrestling here very quickly here, but I just want to say thank you to everybody here for making it possible. Been affiliated on Twitch since 2018. I never knew you streamed Nats. How do I feel about Bowens in ops so far? Well, first of all, let me know what you think about... Oh, having gone live. It's, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Once you get it, you don't lose it. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts about Bowens in the ops is. And basically for me, Bowens right now is in a bit of a funk the same way that Andrade was before he got released the first time. Like, they thought that the fact that he was the pride of pro wrestling would be the thing that would elevate him over the top. And yeah, and basically that's where I'm with Nats on this one. He's on TV, he's getting reps. I don't know about if he's working with Joe, because Joe really isn't around right now. If you weren't familiar, Joe is actually filming season 3 of Twisted Metal. I liked it when Joe came back. Now that Joe's gone, I feel like does nothing for all of them. I don't like Hook and Bowens arguing. I felt like Shibata should be Joe's deputy. I think in many ways he is. I think the Ops would be a hell of a damn good faction. I think they will be when Joe gets back. The thing is, we do have to wait for him to come back. It's not going to be too much longer. He's going to be filming, so he should be back very soon. Because usually what TK likes to do is make sure that everybody has all hands on deck for All In. And we are 2 pay-per-views away. But really the start to Forbidden Door, or sorry, the start to All In actually starts tomorrow no matter what. Off topic, excited for Santana. Nick, I would be. Except for the stories that I've heard about where he's like, I know we're not supposed to listen to the online music about everything, but realistically, like, Santana's heading out of there, and it's got very stinky feelings to like when they had a Slammiversary main event of what was it? Johnny Impact and Austin Aries for the world title. And as soon as Austin Aries lost, he rolled out of the ring, shot the bird at the promoter, and walked out. Do you think Hook wins the GCW championship tonight? Who's he facing tonight?
Coordinated offense by the Ops. And now the advantage shifting to the challengers in this first of 3 championship collision.
Here's another interesting thing that's going on right now. And I wonder if things are going to change with it, but GCW is pretty much the last product that's available on Triller right now. For, my God, Hook's chest is already beat red. Hook, so, yeah, GCW is pretty much the last promotion that's sticking around over on Triller right now. A lot of people that were on Triller have moved over to the My AEW app. There's a ton, plus a lot of them just walked away from it due to different positions, different spots, different circumstances, whether it be pay, whether it be just overall exposure and whatnot. And a lot of it has to do with reputation too. But it makes me wonder, like, and this is, I'm bringing this back to your championship match here against Atticus Cogar here. Leo Rush, Shotzi Blackheart. Could there be a possibility that Hook wins the title and then right after the show they announce that GCW has signed a contract to post their videos up on My AEW? Because right now, it is starting to feel like My AEW is turning into a little bit of a high spots without that little money problem there. You don't think so, Nats? Like, GCW has always been that independent that really wants to go on their own and do it their way. Don't want a monopoly? Honestly, there are 2 different kinds of monopolies or 2 different kinds of ways to show your product right now. It's either a pay service like My AEW or it's YouTube. Because if you're going to sign up for a service like Triller or whatnot, well, let's face it, Triller isn't paying out. And it like PJC will remember this if he's still in the chat here. We actually had a lot of our shows, whether it be Monster Pro or RCW or more Pure Power Wrestling was a lot of it. We had a pivot share. We were actually part of the Progress Wrestling family in terms of where you could see our stuff here that I was producing here over on Backbreaker Video. And yeah, just randomly out of the blue, they figured out they couldn't pay the bills. So basically, Pivot Share just said, thanks, but we're gone. I'll be God honest. Thank God I had backups because I didn't get an opportunity to get my even my stuff off the network there. Granted, we didn't make a lot off of it. I think in 3 years I may have made $50. Oh, I have all the footage that I collected. I haven't even edited all of it yet. So I guess since we're talking 6-year anniversary, we'll talk a little bit more about this tomorrow. We got a lot of time to talk tomorrow. We're doing 2 streams tomorrow, so the goal is right now is to get my gaming channel editing up far enough that I can spend a little bit more time editing some of these match footages. I haven't been able to do that in a while. I'm starting to get closer now. So, how big's my hard drive? The one I currently use is 14 terabytes, which right now will probably carry about 4 years worth of work. But I'm also using it to store the other gaming videos I need to save in order to edit to put up. Those ones I don't save. Everybody has their own stuff. I don't want to get in their way. Yeah, they're all external. I don't have internals. I have a very simple system internally here, so. But yeah, I have like, in terms of old footage, I have like, I haven't done an actual inventory count, but I think it's about 5 gig hard drives, as well as maybe another 10 threes. Just with wrestling footage. Just raw footage, edited footage. Got to remember, we've been at this for 15 years here, so the only thing I really haven't continued on with, and I need to download, is a lot of the podcasts that we had, because we still have our account with Podbean up right now. If you guys want to check out some of the older interviews we did, like for example, my first ever interview with Rachel Ellring's on there. We spent an hour in Red Deer just before an RCW show, just shooting the you know what. Came across a Mid-Atlantic YouTube channel, actual 70s commercials. Yeah, that's what you're going to see with a lot of this older footage. They're actually going to have the commercials, because a lot of this stuff is just straight dubbed off the TV. I will say one of the first interviews I did in person rather than over, like outside of a venue, was current WWE ID talent Zoe Sager, who recently lost a Loser Leaves Town match with LPW back at their last show. I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on with Zoe, whether she's just up and leaving. Did she get a little formal signing? Is she going to Ontario? Not sure. So, as of earlier today, they had over 8,000 tickets sold for Forbidden Door, which really, and we've talked about it, like, let's face it, like, this will be a good show, don't get me wrong. We're going to have some fantastic matches, but overall, as you set up this card, it's not really... I think this one's going to benefit with tempered expectations, I think is the best way to say it. Because, while I do expect a lot of great matches on this card, I don't think there's anything that's really standing out outside of the Swerve Ospreay rematch. Just signed disasters on. Did you see the replays of Vladdy Guerrero hitting today? I'm assuming if it's disastrous on socials, that would be the case. Oh, the announcement about Corbin becoming Corbin again. They literally throw orange on for the pin. We'll just spit it out. It's already out there, so. Oh, yeah, that I knew that already. That was happening. Oh, and if you didn't hear, the CMLL team that's going to Forbidden Door, trying to remember what the exact name is. Team Sky High, or I believe is what they're called. Oh, here comes the demand.
Boys, here we are once again. We find ourselves on our quest for gold. And I'm tired of waiting. So with that being said, looking at all the competition out there,
Uh-oh.
Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt. We were just trying to get through. Actually, you know, that's actually okay. You know, I've been meaning to talk to you. I've been meaning to tell you, I like your style. I like your haircut, man. I really like your haircut. Yeah?
What we got? We got a blonde.
I love your hair. You know, what can I say? No, really. Maybe we should go talk a little bit. You know what? I think we should go talk. Let's go talk. I like that. Hey, how often do you shave?
So what the hell is this? So yeah, we got the TNT title coming up next here. The CMLL team that's going to be as part of that triple threat at Forbidden Door, they actually won the ROH tag titles last night over the Beast Mortos and Sammy Guevara, which tells me that we might not see Mortos for a while here. Because it seems like there's some immigration issues with Mortos. Do I like their haircuts? Do you think Tessa shows a Forbidden Door? No. My thoughts on Tessa, I think you can only get a certain number of chances before you really need to actively show a little bit of contrition. And I think she's just been, not that I'm saying she hasn't worked at it, but she's just too far gone in my opinion right now. And the fact that they wouldn't bring her in when her dad was working in AEW says a lot to me about that. So I don't think we see her. Could there be a possibility of a Kaylee Ray sighting? Maybe. Oh, TNA absolutely did her dirty. Basically said she could work both, and then it's funny because the initial reports came out, the initial stories that came out talked about how that it was CMLL that made her make the choice, or Tessa making the choice. Then we find out, no, it's TNA that made her make the choice. So I feel for her in that sense, but I am also in the position of you reap what you sow. Tessa created a lot of bad situations for herself, and I'm not saying she can't get out of it. But unfortunately, not many teams are like the Edmonton Oilers who will hire anybody just based on your past successes.
Bruh.
That's basically what I say about that. So she's going to have to, and DLW's got her right on. If they wanted her, she would have been there from the start.
The most dangerous man is now in a dangerous position himself. Swerve Strickland has made himself a target. Let me tell you how we're going to handle that.
But Ric Flair also said that he also had gone to rehab and he had prepared himself. We just didn't expect a relapse.
And he's gonna hit him where it hurts the most. Message received loud and clear. 10 years of friendship. All for what? Nothing. That's the message that you're gonna send to a guy with a double neck fusion surgery? I don't care how many times we do these bridges, mate. I get hit with that move, I'm looking at another surgery for sure. After all the battles, all the wars that we've fought together on opposite sides, you name it, this is different. The most dangerous man in AEW, you are about to see how dangerous I can be, bro.
Wow.
This isn't your house anymore, mate. You're a squatter, and you are occupying space on my road to Wembley. Hey, yo, Billy. Yeah, bro. Bring it home, my boy. Yes, young boy, daddy.
I like this. This is where the Death Riders get a lot of people confused, because are they faces? Are they heels? Are they... What are they? All right. Desmond and Kevin is going to be an absolute banger of a match here. And, yeah, just to quickly go back to the point there. Yeah, Ric Flair was hired on past successes, but he also made proof that he cleaned him. He went to rehab. He tried to clean himself up. You notice the second that he relapsed and gone back to his old ways, his drink deal and his appearances rather disappeared rather quickly. So that was available on a short leash. And also, you also got to remember when Ric Flair was hired, the sponsorship deal that he had with the 13 mushroom drink there, basically that sponsorship paid for his salary. So it was basically a wash for TK. So as a businessman, it was very smart. Yeah, for those that aren't familiar, as we're getting a sponsorship ad here. Yeah, Ric Flair was signed to come in and do some special spots, some special appearances, and was going to do a little bit more. But then Ric Flair started Ric Flairing, and then all of a sudden the drink deal went away, as well as Ric Flair went away.
But there was no Z in what I said. Nonetheless, with his betrayal of Darby Allin, Kevin Knight made a very pivotal
I'm going to quickly, just because it's bothering me here.
decision to join with Don Callis and the Don Callis family.
Uh,
Chant of "You sold out" towards the Jet, Kevin Knight. Knight, of course, the TNT champion, but he's not content with that. He has aspirations.
oh, the Woo energy, of course. Yeah, you notice that Woo energy was available, and then all of a sudden it disappeared off AEW screens. So we'll go with that. I find it funny that so many people that are involved in that cage match are here, and this sort of speaks to what I was saying earlier, why I'm a little concerned about the card itself. Like, that cage match will be fine. Like, let's face it.
Well, if I recall a few weeks back, he was confronted, MJF was confronted by Kevin Knight.
Freddie from Germany? No, I didn't see that.
MJF would give him a title shot. Something like takeover there by Kevin Knight, won him. And, not only was Kevin Knight blown off by MJF, Nigel, but also
Posting about America during the World Cup. No, I haven't.
giving Andrade a chance to
In terms of socials, when it comes to the World Cup, I haven't been watching a whole lot. It's hard enough just trying to keep track of all the games. I think the only thing I've seen that's really over the top is tomorrow he's going to TNA. Oh, well, I guess it's an afternoon one. And he's not going to be around for long because, well, if my memory serves me right, England's going to be facing Portugal in the first playoff game. Which, with all due respect, that's pretty much where well, I guess Germany's got a pretty good spot until they face Canada in round 3, I do believe it is. Yeah, because right now Canada faces South Africa. Then they play the winner of the Netherlands and Morocco, which should be the Netherlands. If they win that, they should play the winner of Germany and France, which that will be a rock fight to say the least.
Xavier's playing it smart here, gentlemen. Stay in the ring. There you go. These two men very similar stylistically, but definitely Xavier, a wealth of experience compared to Kevin Knight.
You know what? I'm just glad there is some positive people out here, whether they're covering sports, covering wrestling, covering anything else. And it's something I watched today. Of course, the big news of the day, and very well could be the biggest news of the weekend, would be the Sami Zayn title win. Don't get me wrong, AEW is going to be the better show, but the biggest news point of the weekend's more than likely going to be the Zayn win. Dude's been up and down Canada for multiple weeks and road. Nice. But I was catching out some clips of Wheezy Blonde. That's how I actually saw how the match ended. The world title match. Was watching her clip about it, and she was actually tearing up, and she actually made a very good point today, and I do believe this wholeheartedly. A lot of us have watched so much wrestling that we do have a tendency to get a little bit jaded and a little bit more over pretentious about how the wrestling's going to be. And a lot of fans, if you do take a little bit of time away and just have something else in your life besides wrestling, it does help you appreciate it that much more, right? That's why I'm proud of the fact that I am a variety streamer here. We do other things. I keep using that word doo-doo. It's always, great and involvement there. But being the fact that just being able to think about something else besides obsessing about AEW, obsessing about WWE, obsessing about TNA, obsessing about MLW or the Indies or whichever. It's just got hired for a new salary job with a bigger... Nice, let's go. Oh, you found out Tuesday. Congratulations, sir. So when do you start? That's the most important thing. I would guess it would be next Monday, because most businesses are tapping out in the States for the week here. Yeah, July 6th. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. For you guys, July the 4th is your big day on the Friday, or on the Saturday, sorry. We will still be here, by the way, because up here in Canada, July 4th is known as Saturday to us. Our holiday is Canada Day, and it is on Wednesday, July 1st. It's also known as NHL Signing Day, so therefore everybody just glued to the TV seeing where all the hockey players go. As we're coming up from the commercial break here. Canada Day is pretty much exactly the same thing as what Independence Day is for the States. July 1st, 1867, is when we signed our agreement that we're going to separate from Great Britain. No, we're part of what's called the Commonwealth. It is if you want to get technical, our leader is the Queen. But it's completely a celebratory role. We're pretty much independent from them. And for those that are a little more familiar with Canadian politics, our official leader or representative is known as the Governor General. It's somebody who's nominated to be the Queen's representative or the King's representative here in any of the Commonwealth states. That's why you're a Maple Leaf and not a Great Britain. Ours used to be sort of a three-quarters Great Britain, one-quarter Canada for a while. Then they changed it. And yeah, DLW, there were a lot of big guys getting drafted. What, Montreal dropped kind of like sort of in a way, absolutely. Except us Canadians are less original. We put it literally in the top left-hand corner. Everything else. More like Australia. Yeah. Kevin Knight literally with a jump up Huracanrana. But yeah, one thing we did see, and it was funny because I was, last night I was on call for work, right? So my work week's like I think it was a 32-hour day, and now I'm off until Tuesday. But either way, last night I was over and bugging a few chats. And basically we talked about how so much beef was being signed or being drafted in the NHL draft. Like I saw the 7'1" guy getting drafted. There were a couple defensemen that got brought in back-to-back that were like 6'7", 250, 6'6", 235. Like literally beef. But yeah, everybody, like, you're either getting one of two things going on there during the draft today. It's either small and speedy or big and ready to decimate people. AEW should have drafted him? Absolutely. But the problem is, with so many small people on the roster, do you really want to compare the two, right? I just can't wait for Forbidden Door Media Call. I never got a chance to check out what he mentioned on there. There's a lot of things that probably came up. I think the talk about going to Puerto Rico, yeah. Well, of course he's going to say, I'm looking forward to going to Puerto Rico. I would say I would say literally any place if they're willing to pay to get me there. Like, remember, it's all about... Because let's face it, Australia was a paid show. Mexico, I think, was part of a partner deal, but they still got a hell of a deal on it, I guarantee you. Just a faction of, like, Paul White sat and was singing a bunch of young tall guys. Yeah, that's fair. I would love to see what kind of setup that's going to be there. AEW, New Japan, North Korea.
Sir, no, sir! No, 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 no! No, please, no!
Having them go to a place like North Korea, with all due respect, what I feel, that was a long time ago, and if they did it now, to me it almost feels like AEW versus Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at this point, but no, that would make WWE's first trek into Saudi Arabia seem like a walk in the park. All right, time to hit that Uranagi, my friend. There it is. I like Kevin Knight getting rid of the SOS press, the SOS splash, and going into a high angle Uranagi. That way, it's not as flashy, and having less flashy saying that a heel will do, right? But Kevin Knight, he just looks like he's ready to cruise into that cage match. How much crazy shit are we going to see tomorrow night? That's the question. Because I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of crazy shit. Would North Korea ask for Yokozuna like Saudi Arabia did? No. I guarantee you they won't even know what the hell half of it is. The problem... Why are they building the Elimination Chamber again? Can see, oddly enough, AEW doing a show in China. Wouldn't surprise me. But here's the thing. Those out-of-venue shows outside of a show at Wembley, you gotta think... it's probably a paid show. Somebody wants to pay for it. I pretty much, as a promoter, will take almost anywhere. This cage package reminds me of what they did for the original Elimination Chamber. Justin Gabriel made a 450 splash, a heel move when he was in the Nexus. You could still do it. Maybe after a win as extra. Here's the thing about Gabriel. If he doesn't hit that move, what does he have? Like, he's a short guy that... He's a very kick-heavy person. At that time, like now, yeah, you could do a million different moves. But back then, like, with all due respect, Justin Gabriel, that's pretty much all he had. I'd like to... So South Africa, Mike Bailey? Maybe. But I think Bailey knows how to tell a better story than Justin Gabriel did. Miss Cass is a heel, but they made... Yeah.
I face Micah, another hopeless, pathetic girl from Stardom, in a TBS qualifier. And as excited as I am to win that TBS championship, I cannot wait to show you and all of Stardom just what a violent little thing I really am.
Micah, Starlight Kids, President Okada, Stardom, hell, New Japan, CMLL, and even AEW. You all built the Forbidden Door, and now you're gonna watch it burn.
Okay. I wish this feud would get a little bit more time to build, like a little bit more camera time, a little bit more in ring time. But it's so hard when you're dealing with Stardom wrestlers that are in Japan pretty much up until the last moment here, right? This guy needs to work on her emphasis on her voice. She's a hell of a lot better than she used to be. That's for damn sure. But yeah, when difficult to stand on the mic when you're next to absolutely. Like when you're in there with one of the queens of the mic, there's no real way to stand out, right? Like Tekla, in a way, in terms of the women's division, outside of hell, I'd only give Toni Storm, like, even compared to Mercedes, like Toni Storm, to me, is probably the most epic of the talkers that we had here, because she just let anything go out any which way she wanted to there, right? Like when you're talking about memorable promos, you talk about Tekla, you talk about Toni, and who else do you talk about in AEW for a memorable promo? Who said it was Mike Knight, bitch? Yeah, that she got one line. I will give Brandy Rhodes that credit. Britt and Rebel back at the, yeah, I'll give you that too. Like, I'm thinking more about now, but absolutely, like, I have not made it hidden that I was a Britt fan from day one in AEW here. I've come to basically at peace with the fact that she probably won't be back. I can't play the full clip because it'll get dinged on copyright, but Nats, that's what you're trying to do right there, right? That's what you're trying to do there? But yeah, just I think Marina, if you give her a little bit of time there, she will show up and provide a great hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. I think let's just do that for you too. I do have other sounds. I just haven't been using them. I got to start using them more. But no, a lot of it, don't get me wrong, like TK's biggest fault right now, whether it be the women's division or the tag division, is just, you can basically go back and forth right now. He's starting to improve the tag, but the women's division, like, tonight we're going to get 2 matches. I think we're getting 2 matches. Yeah, we're getting Persephone and Billie Starkz, and we're also getting the tag match with Mercedes and Athena joining up against Maya and High-End and Maya World. Sorry. She become much more confident in the mic recently. I don't really think she knew English when she first joined. Massive improvement in personality. And also, she's allowed to grow her character the way that she wants to. Like, if you guys haven't noticed, she just basically inherited more of basically a Yakuza character. Like, she's trying to be a mob boss in Yakuza. That's what her character is right now. Like, it's almost got me in thinking about playing Yakuza on stream just to get you a little bit of an example of what she's doing. This crowd is fighting. To spoil the momentum and unfortunately break some hearts. If you didn't know, this show was actually taped on Wednesday after Dynamite. I honestly haven't looked up anything on it, so I don't know what's going on. The only thing I found out about the show is Sky Blue's announcement of her match, because everybody started talking about how they actually got more women's matches on the card for Forbidden Door. Which, by the way, just as a reminder, we are going to have Forbidden Door on here. Our sidecast is going to be here tomorrow with starting at 7 p.m. Eastern with the buy-in. As we are getting Sky Blue versus Haika, as well as Thunder Rosa and Olympia taking on the Megan Bain and Lena Cross. God, my brain just froze for half a second. I am sorry. I just hear limousine. I really wish JD Drake got more of a break. Like, I got a chance to watch JD Drake. Like, if you aren't familiar with JD Drake, he was one of the last Evolve champions before it got bought out by WWE. He was basically, he won the title from Austin Theory in a hell of a storyline that the promotion ran for about 6 months, which is rather impressive when you have one show a month and basically you got to run it through promos through that. Usually people's attention rates disappear a little bit. At least JD learned to turn his head there, right? And if you are not familiar with the style of what is Jericho doing? No, Jericho's just going to talk to the crowd. Oh, God, he is going up top. Jericho, don't die! I guess if you're diving into a guy like JD Drake, you're not worried about crashing that much. But yeah, JD in many points. Not completely, but he did show a lot of signs of being similar to Keith Lee in terms of movement. He's doing his moves from 2001. Yeah, the undisputed champion phase of his career, which was horrendously short. And once again, one of the worst booking decisions in WWE history. WrestleMania 18, having Jericho and Triple H try to come out after Rock Hogan. Because I'll tell you point blank, that was one of the dumbest moves that I've ever heard of. And just watching that live in a theater and watching the crowd just go absolutely nuts for Hogan Rock. They thought a women's triple threat would be enough of a buffer to control things there. I think it was Trish, Jazz, and Molly Holly. I think it was the triple threat for the women's title at that time. That was the only buffer match between Hogan Rock and Jericho Triple H. Like hell, I think anybody in this chat, anybody else will tell you that is just absolutely nuts. Oh, here we go, JD. He hits that so well, even though Jericho got out of the way. I'm actually surprised this match is going as long as it is. No, here we go. This is how it's going to end. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the... The Tommaso Ciampa knee. That wasn't sweeping the leg. That was just walking. There's the walls. Jericho hasn't won with that move in how long? Like, that's got to be, like, years since that's happened. He's yelling at Shivani to get in the ring. All right, is this going to be like a Tony Schiavone? What are those shoes on Schiavone? Seriously. Well, I guess Y2J is somewhat appropriate here. As an 8-year-old who never saw WCW, no nostalgia for Hulk Hogan, Jericho Triple H with a bigger story? Don't really think WWE totally understood what they had in the NWO in 2002. Oh, he was trying to bury him every way he can. How many shovels you can get?
I just want to see you face to face so I can say thank you. Thank you for leaving me beaten and bloodied because I needed it. So I want to thank you. But trust me, you're not going to want to thank me for what happens to you now. See you at Beach Break, Ciampa.
Okay. I can see where... And here's the thing. Trying to run over Rock with a truck or whatever the hell the build was. The build for the match wasn't great. And here's something that comes down to something you see every year at WrestleMania. That you see at every... Oh, never mind. Divine Dominion here. Hold on.
Will be defending their AEW Tag Team Championships against Thunder Rosa and female Olympia, who could not make it tonight. What? You didn't think I was going to show up, huh? Especially alone. Did you? Well, I'm not afraid of you. You know that your face paint must be seeping into your skull. Because
So you can't fall for the match.
we're afraid of us. How you feel is irrelevant. All we're focused on is how you feel when we're done. Hey, you know about Mexican fighting spirit? Apparently you don't. The harder the odds, the harder we fight. So this weekend, Olympia and I, we're gonna fight so hard until we are the last Olympia's mascara means culture. So no, we're not gonna bow down or run away from you two Amazon ass, double D's, wannabe sucias from the SWAT meet who are walking around with a
Swap meet.
thinking that you're the goddesses of this division, Thunder. Don't prepare for a match. Prepare to be our next sacrifice. The only thing that is gonna be sacrificed here is your stupid attitude. So come on, are you guys ready? Because I'm ready to be fine. I got it before you. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Hit me. Hit me. Why don't you two come on? Don't you the champions? Are you the goddesses?
They got her stripping down already. Oh my God. With all due respect, that just sounds like Rosie Perez just going at it there. Well, Persephone's getting a win here. It's in the middle of the show. I like the fact that Billie's getting time on Collision here. Now does Tony come out and present the... Thunder Rosa wasn't done that. Yeah, it's one of those... You know when you just walk... somebody just keeps talking, the best thing you do is just walk away from them? But yeah, in terms of that 18 booking there, like, it breaks down a lot to what happened in the, when it comes down to WrestleMania's period, you're going to have people that are going to be cheering for stuff that you don't expect. When you're getting like a 60,000 fan show, as long as the tickets are priced properly, which... Oh, TK is out there.
The leader, the president of the company, it's commonly done in CMLL for a photo opportunity. And Tony Khan, because he's our leader here in AEW, filling that role here tonight.
TK getting a screen tab tonight.
Persephone could leave Albuquerque tonight as still the CMLL women.
Tony's going to help invest CML in some titles, seriously. They look bland and basic, which I understand there's history, but there's also, you know, the Toronto Maple Leafs know all about history too. They revel in the fact that they are one of the most storied franchises. However, they haven't won since 1967. Or if you're an American and you don't want to talk about hockey, the Dallas Cowboys. Basically, if I say Dallas Cowboys and this, it's pretty much the same thing. So, like the Knicks until this. Nah, Knicks were always around. At least the Knicks were relevant for most years. And that's more about the East being trash. And I got a feeling it's probably going to be Sky Blue in the other one, but you never really know right now because if you aren't familiar, a lot of the Stardom in New Japan are sticking around. They got a couple shows in America coming up here in July. When it comes to wrestling, July is usually a very dry time for shows. Because it's more so on the indie side than it is on the major promotion side. But if you think about it, in July, most people don't want to be inside for a show. They want to be outside. They want to be out in the... Mako wins to give her another match date. I would love to see it. And then Tekla is basically... It could be a way to break up the Triangle of Madness, right? Because Tekla talks about how she's the only one that can win while the other two can't. I think Nats brought it up here a little while ago. I would love to see the Sisters of Sin, especially Julia Hart, go for a bit of a run in CMLL, take a little time down there. Maybe do a little bit of an extended run over in Stardom, possibly. Like, what it did for Anna Jay, it did absolute wonders when Anna Jay took that time to go to Stardom and work with the ladies there. While she hasn't gotten a complete opportunity to be on the screen all the time here, whenever she has maximized it a lot better than she did before. Yeah, I'm with you, DLW. Like, we could literally go either way and it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Whether it be Sky Blue, whether it be Micah. Whoever wins that, it's going to be a fun match on Wednesday. The biggest thing for me... The biggest thing for me is I really do wish that I wish that the Survival of the... There we go. I'll back it up here a second. The Survival of the Fittest match, I hope it doesn't get as chaotic as it did in the Ring of Honor one that they have for the women's title to end Supercard of Honor. Because typically when you do this Survival of the Fittest matches, it's just who's the best wrestler out there. But this last one for the Women's Championship, everybody was literally all over the place, throwing out ladders and tables, and everything that wasn't bolted down was involved in the match. And to me, I think a little bit of less is more could be a good thing for this one. But we'll have to see. It's coming up on Canada Day here, so... And to be honest, DLW, we played I think it was, who do you guys got on Wednesday? I think it's Bosnia, right? The one that we spanked 6-0. Canada spanked 6-0, so I got a feeling you're not going to have much of a problem with that team, so. But yeah, World Cup is just a couple more weeks left. Chat, you're going to love me doing this. Good evening. Hello. I love when they know my voice already. So I have call block on my own phone. So you actually have to hit a button to answer it. But my work phone, I can't do that. Mainly because work doesn't want to pay for it. So all these telemarketers keep calling that number, and it just... They really got pissed off at me earlier this week when I... Oh my God, a trapped arm suplex there. That was pretty awesome. Thank you, AEW. Thank you. All right. The reason I'm so excited about AEW there, most promotions, when they mention a Canadian city, like for Montreal, for example, they would say Montreal, Canada. No, it's Montreal, Quebec. You guys say Los Angeles, California. You guys say Seattle, or you say San Jose, California. Tomorrow, respect the state here. Respect the state here, which we call province. Yeah, you don't say San Jose, USA. Unless you want to put A-OK right after it, right?
Persephone was down but not out. A miscalculation by Billie Starkz. And Persephone
Billy thought Persephone was going to stay down for a lot longer than that.
feeling pretty good about this. She's got a roll.
Really?
Persephone hangs on though, rolls through. Suplex again. No, Billie Starkz got the knee up. And now
Oh, very nice. Right on the knee. You also don't say New York, New Jersey Stadium, but that's a different. FIFA is so goddamn cheap. Just straight up, FIFA is way too cheap. That's the whole reason why it came down, right? Because FIFA didn't want to give free advertising to Levi's or MetLife or Lincoln Financial. I'm really surprised they didn't leave the Cowboys logo up.
check on Starkz after that. A very awkward landing with a Northern Lights bomb of sorts, or a Northern Lights suplex at least. Well, apparently she is okay.
But now they're going to have to pay to put all that signage back up after the World Cup.
Landing from Billie Starkz. Now Persephone. Oh, this might not be a very nice landing for the Senior Women's Champion either. Billie Starkz. A handful of hair sent Persephone.
Billy trying to go up to the top here finally.
Tommy go trying. You see it. It's the pool was empty for Starkz, and now Persephone. Oh, with a spear. Out of a 3-point stance, came crashing to the
Yeah, this is over.
Persephone.
Rhea Ripley be really proud of that pin, by the way. Yeah, Persephone winning this. Billy Starkz getting all the exposure. Like, you got to remember, Billy's 21? Yeah, it's literally a pick 'em who's going to get that last spot. Oh, hello, Sheeta. And now Sheeta's like, oh, here comes all 6 people. You wonder why you got the 3 faces. Why do you have all 3 faces coming out if they're all going to be facing each other in this Survival of the Fittest match? This is why I think it's going to be Sky Blue, because they do need another heel in this match. Like, you got Sheeta. Persephone can flip either way. This is going to be a fun match on Wednesday. I will say that. Either way. All right, we're going to get an All Right in the Ring match coming up here. So it looks like the women are going to main event Collision again tonight. Which makes sense, because what other feature match do you want to present on this show? I would say you want to try and suit it up that Maya World gets the most belief that she's going to win that match against Mercedes. Do I honestly think it's going to happen? No. But I also didn't honestly believe that Athena was going to lose to Maya, and look what happened. So we really could be looking either way at what's happening here. So, but all in all tonight, like, as you're watching the show, it's not a horrible show. They're playing it safe. Like, all the cards are being set up properly here. One thing I've always loved about AEW in older go-home shows on Collision, it would essentially be another, like an expansion to the pay-per-view where a lot of the wrestlers that aren't going to be on the pay-per-view itself would be on this card. And then that's another way to circumvent injury, right? So if you put people that aren't going to be on Sunday on Saturday, then you don't have to worry about it, right? It's sort of the same reasoning what they try to do, and I emphasize the word try, with WrestleMania SmackDown and WrestleMania Raw. More so SmackDown. Raw, well, they can't figure out what they want to do with Raw anymore after Mania at this point. But that's one thing I'd like to see come back, is the fact that they just allocate this as an extra booking scenario. Give the extra matches availability put in there, right? But yeah, just like I said, looking through this entire card, coming up tomorrow, what's gone on today, what's on the pre-show, what's going on all day tomorrow. Like Great American Bash is going to be an okay card. Like I've seen a couple of the matches, and while I think they're getting a raw deal going up against AEW, I still think it's going to be a pretty decent show. Slammiversary, I've seen a couple of the matches that are available there, and we were talking about it earlier. Santana versus Nick Nemeth. We also got Ali and Rosemary against the Elegance brand, I do believe, is another match that's going on. I love the fact that the Premier Athletes once again get an already in the ring entrance. And I think they're going to explain the ROH title here in just a moment. Yeah, so Mystico and Dorado are the team that are already up. Learned recently that Nisi Davari, both senior producers. Yeah. A lot of these already in the ring wrestlers are senior producers at AEW. Like Nice, Davari. You also have, if you know the infantry, you got Sean Dean. He's actually the head of Extras Talent. One member of Shane Taylor Promotions. He's the guy that gets all the extras in for the shows. And the thing about AEW compared to a lot of other promotions, like there are wrestlers in the higher spots on the card that are actually helping produce some of the other matches in the lower half of the card. I love a lot of those jerseys. I do think I still want to get the Mike Menard jersey, but or the Kenny Omega one. Well, I could tell Mystico and Bailey work together well. Hey, where's your other third of the Trios champs, guys? You want to mention his name at all? Seems to be a man that used to be hung, or used to hang a lot of people. I think it was named after a sheet of paper. Fortunately, it looks like he can't challenge for the title anymore. I'm actually surprised that Speedball's had that many promotions give him a title for the fact that he was banned from being in the States for a good 5 years. Yeah, the beer guy. Yeah, the beer guy. That's what I was thinking of. The beer guy.
He's going to the ring to break up the pitting predicament for the athletes, still maintaining a 2-1 advantage.
But yeah, I'm actually like, I wonder how many more. We got to have 2 more matches after this. We got the women's tag. I'm trying to remember what our other match is scheduled to be tonight. I think it was called the Sandman. Don't know if it was that. Something like that. It sounds familiar. I can imagine anybody that's thinking somebody pops in and thinks we're actually serious about this right now. It's just they're about ready to throw their keyboard at their monitor at us. Ooh. So why are they doing the 16th in Boston on top of the 15th? July 19th. I wonder if there's anything special going on that they got But that should be a fun night with. Here's the thing, and this is the only thing I'm worried about when it comes to the card coming up tomorrow. We're going to talk a lot more about it tomorrow. By the way, we got an ad break coming up in about 30 seconds here. But the fact that Mercedes is currently a heel, while Tekla's a heel as well, makes you wonder where, if Mercedes does win this match, how are we going to get the heel face thing going on? And Nice taps out before the ad break. Read that some episodes of Collision will be on Thursday. I don't know if they're going to be live on Thursday or tape Thursday. That's the thing. Like, they could be. There's the ad break, folks. So, if you are watching this live right now and not seeing any ads, thank you for subscribing or hitting up Twitch Turbo. Or watching this on YouTube, for that matter. So, yes, Sky Team. I wonder if they put the ROH tag titles on the line. Can you imagine the Bucks having those? That sounds like it's dubbed in. Oh, what? Folks, you know what this tells me right here? A Gabe Kidd promo tonight tells me he's not showing up tomorrow. From what I've heard, he's healing up fine. However, he is running into some visa issues right now. Like, he's another one that... This is going to be a fun match. Umino and Pac. You're waiting because you can't come back to the States yet. Okay, so next week we're going to get two... Okay. Yeah, but that doesn't affect the 19th one, so... let's see here. Reveal go head to head with him. Impact twice for the month of July, plus at least once a month. Thursday, July 2nd at 6 p.m. That makes sense. Taped in San Diego after. Okay. And a 2.5 hour show for that. Thursday Collision. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I guess next week we're going to have a little bit of a revised schedule here. By the way, I took a look at the heavies. So, in terms of reviews, if you listen to a lot of music with like a deep beat and a like basically Swerve's music, if you're listening to it, it's a very effective headphone. But unfortunately, Canadian-wise, that's like 400. I think it's almost 350. But you could buy the caps that say AEW on them for $40. That's going to be a 5-hour taping in San Diego. Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. It's scheduled for 2:30. However, they'll tape the promos backstage like during. I was here for the 4-hour taping before Redemption. And what they do is the pre-tape stuff that goes on the show, they actually film it while the show's going on. They don't do it live like the rest of it or in sequential order, so Dynamite tends to run more than 215 lately. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You can actually... There's two things to that. One, the 215 that they're going to have there, to those fans, it won't matter as much because they're actually starting at 5 o'clock. So they're going to be done at 9, right? So if they start at 5 and they're done by 10, that's still plenty early. Like, you could still have the kiddos out and everything. Like, that's a little bit different compared to doing it in the... doing a double taping in, say, like, New York or something out east, right? Because what? That would be 8. That'd be 1 in the morning before they would get out. And I guarantee you, nobody's staying for wrestling till 1 in the morning. So, I got a feeling that this week they're not going to have as much of an overrun. And also, like, I wonder if there's something else afoot right now. Still a lot for TV wrestling. I don't mind a long show for a pay-per-view, but TV, it's difficult. Yeah. And that's something that WWE has been running into with SmackDown, right? Because they're even shrinking SmackDown back down to 2 hours starting next month. At least that's the last story I heard. It could have changed 3 times since then. So, just like they've changed the amount of time that show's been for your last 2 years. The other thing about it is this TNT boxing thing. If they're going to keep it on Saturday nights, maybe TK's got something planned about moving his shows from now on. We might be seeing straight Thursdays coming up. The Thursday Night Wars might be initiated soon. I'll tell you right now, if it ends up being the Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know how much the fans are going to like it. I know the talent's going to love it for the fact that they can work indie bookings every Friday, Saturday, Sunday without any issue of conflict or having to get pulled away from a show. But fans might get burnt out. That's something that we've always dealt with as an issue, right? Like I know every week, like I schedule my streams around my days off, and my days off are Wednesday, Thursday. So Wednesday I get to do some editing. Wednesday night we sit here with Dynamite and Backbreaker Pro. Thursday morning is when I do my story-based streaming. If we got to add AEW into that, like, that's a lot. Don't get me wrong, that is a lot. It's going to be nice to have the Saturdays free, but at the same time, I'll probably be on here playing something else with you guys. So, or maybe we move one of our pay-per-views for Backbreaker Pro onto Saturdays. If I would have known about it sooner, I might have started planning a PLE coming up. But and the funny part is, I know a lot of people laugh about this, but my little E-Fed, I am actually thinking about booking and how the booking's going to go. I'm not just slapping random matches together, even though it's probably going to look like that a little bit tonight.
The last thing that Jake Doyle, Don Callis, or MJF even want is Doyle to be going into that 12-man steel cage match tomorrow night at Forbidden Door with just one arm. Absolutely, that's a great call, and that's what Adam Priest is working on here. We speculated how Doyle...
You also got to remember, Doyle ruined that. Like, that tricep is what got him out of wrestling for a while.
There's no doubt that nobody on Team Briscoe, as great as they are, it has the power of Jake Doyle. Priest. Priest, he was trying to make his way to the ropes, and Doyle holding him in place, and a powerful elbow strike. Stepping on the foot all the way down. Amazing.
Well, I guess if he's that much smaller of a competitor, that makes a lot of sense to do something like that.
Very painful. Look at that. Right now, Priest trying to escape. Focusing on the arm now.
Once again, back to the arm.
With both hands clenched. Don Callis a bit out of extension. Full extension. Doyle in trouble. Serious trouble. Upset. Jake Doyle.
And that's how you reverse it right here. That and the fact Adam Priest weighs maybe 30 pounds.
There was anything wrong with the tricep of Jake Doyle.
Oh my God! Did you hear Don Callis screaming like a little shrill right there?
His right arm right now. Perhaps a little more guts there than intelligence. Forcing the power, even with an injured right arm. Doyle suffering the consequences. Of been getting the mandatory 10 count, down up to 4, and Jake Doyle is up.
Doyle should be wrapping this up fairly quick as we get close to the.
From Alabama. Just looking for one big win to really step up here in AEW. It could be it. Again, Doyle hit the turnbuckle slam with that arm. Goodrich.
Just a pure deadlift German there. Well done. And as for the length of shows, I know DLW talking about their just having it a little bit, like, too long can be a little long. I almost go by feel on that. Like, if you're enthralled in the moment on a wrestling show, I have no problem running a little longer. It's one of those where you don't feel, it doesn't feel like 2.5 hours, but uh-oh. Possum. Could you imagine a possum pin? All right, that's it. That was rough right there. Most people leave early in tape show, like half the fans are like, oh yeah, trust me, when we were here for the night before Redemption, like everybody got a chance to move down to, we got an opportunity to literally jump the line and head right to the floor. Well, somebody on the social team fucked up. The My AEW just posted a message that the posting saying that the show starts at the top of the hour. Yeah, but where are all those titles now, Mercedes? I really wonder if they're going to let Maya win this. It'd be one of those. That title says 2026 on it. It's not Mercedes. No, she stole the title. Before the first match, she stole the title. That, like, we already know that, but you know what? Let's get our plugs in now. I think we're gonna have our main event coming up next, but I'm not sure where we're going here. So, once again, everybody, thank you for being here. As tradition, before the main event, I'll give you a little bit of rundown what's going on the channel. And coming up after we're done here is going to be our next edition of BPW Madness. We're going to have Walker Pipe Guy taking on Rick Jules in singles action. Fallen Valkyrie, after taking a few L's to Diamond, says that she has a big surprise for Diamond here once they're out in the ring for a match. And all right, be it for me not to be a benevolent booker in that case for trying to see where this is going to go, but we'll see. And then in our main event tonight, it is a number one contenders match for the BPW tag team titles. It is going to be Seth Ross and Nick Ontario, the North American Connection, taking on the Pop Spot Monsters, Andre C and AWS. Winner gets the next shot at the Backbreaker Tag Team Premier Experience, as they like to be called. The Retro Ball, Zodiac, and MCG. So, and then tomorrow I will be on early. We're going to check out some indie titles, some demos that have come out, just to, chill out. Let's celebrate it's going to be 6 years of me as an affiliate. We're celebrating it all day tomorrow. We're celebrating it tonight. We're going to be maybe on Monday. I don't know how long the alerts go for, but we're going to be here a lot the next 2 days here. So we're going to check out some indie stuff. Keep track on socials. It'll probably be around noon Eastern. Hoping to get on a little bit earlier than that, but we'll see how things go. And then tomorrow night, we will be here for Forbidden Door. It will be, we'll be starting around 7 Eastern. We'll be here for all 6 hours of action. Well, almost 6. You guys know, it's a ton of time. And then Monday, we might actually wrap up Lego Batman. We got 2 chapters to go. And if the next chapter goes as quick as the one did last week, we might just run through the rest of the story and just wrap her up. Wednesday, we'll be here with AEW Dynamite, as well as Backbreaker Pro Wrestling Evolution right after. And then Thursday, I guess we're going to be here for Collision again.
So now the comeback killer has to make a comeback of her own.
Willow!
Along the journey, I became okay with letting my dream of being the best die. I mean, being the best is subjective anyway. And if you don't got it in you, you really do have to accept that. You have to make the most with whatever accomplishments you can. That's the only way to get by. But I know what I'm made of. I know it's in there. But I guess I just got comfortable.
Willow! Oh, I was right. We are going right to our main event right now. It's just convenient that Maya World has a regular tag team partner, and while Mercedes likes to tag up with Athena, this should be a very fun match here. I look at these two and I just think, what did Nixon Newell do to fuck this up? Pardon my French. I am so not happy with Athena's music now, but I got a feeling this might be the same situation that happened with Swerve. The person who gave the song to use wanted more money, so they basically told her to kick rocks. I wonder if they'll let her go back to back or not. But it just works out too well, the fact that we're in Boston in a couple weeks. And whenever Mercedes is in Boston, it seems like Mercedes can just flip herself on a switch. I don't know if Nixon would have been given these opportunities anyway, considering plans to retire. Yeah, but you could still give her... Well, what, Danielson was planning on retiring soon. He ended up winning the Owen Hart. I understand it's the different part of the scale in terms of... Like on the totem pole of wrestling. Because it would be a hell of a story if you turn around and say... Yeah, I want one last ride, and the fact that she would get a shot at the world title at the biggest show of the year in the country that made her famous. Like, Nixon is original. Like, she is an Aussie kid. I think she's New Zealand. One of the two. But then she's still... Well, sorry. So even better. The fact that she gets to do it at Wembley, close to home. This is my last chance, and then just starts winning and could actually get the title. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett tried that. Then Tony Khan finally realized what was going on. And he's like, wait a second. Because if you don't remember, Jeff Jarrett was supposed to feud with MJF back when he had the international title. Yeah, nobody literally expected you to do anything here. I get you that. I just remember picking up Nixon Newell and just seeing what she used to do in WCPW back when What Culture was putting on a promotion. God bless Mercedes with her quick cheating. So it looks like we got pretty much the card solidified here. Everything's lining up just right. And literally the only thing I'm really disappointed about is the fact that they used a Gabe Kidd promo to promote Pac and Umino. Like they had a promo on Wednesday with Pac talking about it. Because Umino was the golden boy. Like he was that promised one in New Japan. Like he was the ring guy for Moxley when he was there too, so. Mercedes has barely done anything. Athena sort of couldn't figure out what she wanted to do there. She hooked her with the left arm going for a DDT, then realized that wouldn't work because it's just not wide enough for her to hit her head on the canvas. So it just looks stupid. That's why she had to go back in the ring and adjust there. Getting your plugs in. Always appreciate that. There's the hot tag over to Hyan. And for those that aren't familiar with Hyan, she is one of the original. She was basically the Undertaker of Ring of Honor Sinclair Women's. Like her and Deonna Purrazzo basically ran that group there for a long while. Like Deonna was essentially the established one. The one that everybody knew about, the one that everybody... Everyone essentially believed it, that would be the ultimate there. Oh, God. Yeah, no, Hyan's dead. Deonna was the last ROH champ under the previous ownership. Yeah. And Hyan was basically the golden child there, right? I really feel bad for that guy trying to do the CEO dance that she doesn't even do anymore. I really do feel for that guy. At least in Canada, it fades to black real quick on that. Because you guys are getting picture in picture right now in the States. We get straight commercials here, so. Will Ospreay does the dance better? Amen. Will Ospreay does a lot of things better. I got such a... I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I could see where certain people are complaining about it, but that promo that Will did 2 weeks ago, people are still on it because Will threw out a response. I think it was yesterday, either yesterday or this morning. Talked about, I smashed my wife. I smashed her in Mario Kart. Like, first of all, I don't really give two shits what you did on your honeymoon. Or after your wedding or whatever. And whatever you two do, just, just make sure she doesn't break you for wrestling. That's all. That's the biggest part I have to worry about myself, so. But I know a lot of people are talking about how misogynistic it was and whatnot, and I understand where they're coming from, but not every relationship is the same way that they have it. And if he wants to talk about it, well, that's up to him. If she's got a problem with it, she'll tell him. And I'll guarantee you, she probably didn't have a complaint in the world about it. Because let's face it, people from Britain, people from Europe, they know how to take a joke a little bit better than us in America. Or Americans. Sorry, I guess I'm not in America, so. Just waiting to see the commercial come back here. Oh, and the ad breaks just popped up now, so just a heads up for everybody here. Sorry, I didn't get a mention earlier. Of course, the ad break pops up just as the commercial break ends, so. Sorry, if I would have been on the ball, I would have set that up sooner here, but for those watching on YouTube, once again, thank you for being here. If you're watching this on Twitch as the ad break goes on, thank you for subbing or having Twitch Turbo. So yeah, the buy-in, Forbidden Door. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun here tomorrow. So I hope you all get a chance to come by and enjoy with us. I've always hated triple main events because when you have 3 main events, you don't have a main event. And let's face it, it's AEW. You got 10 main events. It just so happens that you have to book them in a certain order, right? I assume Team Briscoe wins and he gets his title shot at Beach Break. That way you could set up Omega MJF at Redemption in Quebec. Because that will be the last stop towards All In. Because from there you get another, 3 weeks to promote things. High caught in the corner here.
We talked about Mercedes Moné making it to the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament for the second consecutive year. She won it last year. Can she do that? Can she do that tomorrow? We will find out. But also Will Ospreay making it to the finals for the second consecutive year. He was
got to do a mule kick here. Put her in the corner. There's your hot tag. Let's go. Speaking of hot tag, welcome back from the break, everybody. Oh my God, did Athena go for a ride there? She got hit with that kick. She spun a little bit. I'd assume that Athena's getting pinned. That's not the... If all things go smart, you're probably looking at Hyan being the one to get pinned out of this. But you also want to give Maya as much momentum as you can heading into tomorrow's pay-per-view, right? Yeah, here it is. Lung blower, backstabber. That was a hell of a spear there by Hyan. Absolutely a creative save there. Both these ladies look absolutely spent getting ready for tomorrow's pay-per-view, right? So I don't know. Both ladies just unload. You need a feature spot like this. There's the cutter out of nowhere. And Athena just said, no, we're not botching this. And Hyan just said, to hell with any kind of tags. Let's just finish this. You know, we're getting close to the end when they're starting to show the graphics for the pay-per-view, right? So Hyan and Athena. Like, honestly, these two should be the part of the finish, whether Hyan takes the pin or... I would have loved to see Athena get pinned just to get a title match here going. Old face out of nowhere. Here you go. And Maya's tied up in the banks, in the statement maker. Sorry, I almost said the bank statement. Well, you know, if these two... Sorry, my Xbox just went off there. If these two would actually get on the same page, you know, we might have somebody for the Divine Dominion to take on. But the fact that neither one of them were involved in the pinfall actually helps a little bit here. Now they're just ripping her apart. I don't know how much you want to be celebrating. You just lost the match. I'm worried about this match, Chad. I have to admit, I am a little bit worried about this match. I don't know. Mercedes got some work to do. That's the best way I can say it right now. Mercedes has a lot of work to do. Because the whole crowd, including that idiot that's still trying to get the dance down. Like, they're playing Maya's music and just this whole crowd's like, meh. But I guess in many ways it's I think the biggest story about this is what kind of potential can they have to make you believe that Maya's going to win this? Like, scrap the whole it's a great story and whatever. How likely are you to believe once the bell rings? How likely are you to believe that certain things are going to happen? We've been talking about this throughout the Forbidden Door card. We'll talk a lot about it tomorrow during the Sidecast. Like, there's certain results that we do expect to happen here. Like, for example, both Owen Hart matches, like, Mercedes is a heavy favorite, so is Ospreay. Like, if we don't have Ospreay main eventing Wembley for the world title, there might be a ride on our hands. How much can they make us believe that Swerve's going to win that during the match? You can try whatever you want during a promo, but once the bell rings and the match starts, that's when the magic needs to happen. Same thing with Maya and Mercedes. And frankly, just watching this match tonight, I'm a little bit more worried about the women's match than the men's match. Because that crowd literally could give two shits of a care less about Maya there at the end. Because they don't know enough about her. She's an emergency replacement. I know the whole feel-good story for Maya here. It's just, can Mercedes make her sympathetic enough that people want to get behind her? That's a question we're going to find out. And then that cage match, like, the cage match for me reminds me a lot of Anarchy in the Arena. Just, it's about getting 12 people inside a cage just doing dumb shit. That's where the Forbidden Door is. They're not allowed to have a door on the cage. And then the rest of the card, like Bandito Moxley, I expect Moxley to retain, but they really could flip it over to Bandito, but he's already got the Ring of Honor World title. So I don't know if you want to move that at all. You also, the one title I do see having the possibility of changing, and it's merely because of the pay-per-view schedule. I could see the Dogs stealing the AEW tag titles away from Cope and Cage, just so Cope and Cage can win it again at Redemption in Montreal. As soon as they win it, then we get Creed and Kofi come out and the shenanigans start on the road to All In. Because just remember, folks, the Redemption pay-per-view is 3 days following the 90-day expiration of a bunch of contracts that were released from another organization earlier this year. So I got a feeling Montreal is going to come unglued more than once during that night as we get set up for All In. Because The other thing that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and this just as we're putting together, we're going to wrap this up in a second here. But the other thing that doesn't make sense to me is they're going to have to, if say Mercedes wins and say Tekla is your champion, they're going to have to find a way to flip one of them. I think the easier route is to flip Mercedes, especially with the fact they're going through Boston here in a couple weeks. I think it's easier for them to flip Mercedes over to a face, because do you really want to risk having a heel versus heel as one of your semi-main events, and more likely the semi-main event of your biggest show of the year? And I understand some people will say Double or Nothing is the biggest show of the year. I'm talking about in terms of prestige for the promotion. All In is their premier show of the year. It's their showcase. It's their WrestleMania, for lack of a better term. The wrestling can be a lot better and be more of a feature for Double or Nothing. However, All In is where the promotion's truly showcased. And what happens here, how much of this is going to lead into what's going to happen during that show, or lead us to that show? Because now with another pay-per-view in the crosshairs of AEW heading towards there, this road to All In just got a lot shorter for some reason. And I wonder if how much they're going to use to set that up. Use tomorrow's show to set things up over there. But with that being said, we're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow. So that's going to wrap it up here for the AEW Collision Sidecast. Once again, everybody, thank you for being here. For those on Twitch, hang on. We're going to go to a break here momentarily as I set things up for Backbreaker Pro. For those watching on YouTube, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, we are going to be recording Backbreaker Pro Wrestling for our gaming channel here in approximately 5 minutes here, probably around quarter after, probably where we get started here. We got 3 great matches on the card. Walker Pipe Guy taking on Rick Jules. Diamond versus Question Mark, provided by Fallen Valkyrie. And in our main event, it is going to be the Pop Spot Monsters taking on the North American Connection with a tag title shot against the Retro Balls at stake there. So, but with that being said, for those on YouTube, once again, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tell all your friends. Hell, tell all your enemies. And we will see y'all here tomorrow night for AEW for Indoor. Hope to see y'all here, and hope you all have a great 24 hours in between. See you then.